Hey, what's up gamers? This is Mystic. Welcome to my next update, which I have decided to call this series Through the Grapevine. It's going to be a series where I tell you guys about new things that are upcoming in the game, things that might be upcoming in the game that I've heard about that are just rumor and probably won't actually ever come true, and a lot of the ideas that I've had for this game while I've been playing it, things I would like to see in the game, interactions that I would like to have, maybe changes that I'd like to have as far as Wizard101 gameplay goes. Now, a couple of the things that I know are upcoming and you guys need to be aware of is that in the last, I believe it was the last newsletter, there's a new fish coming out on, I believe it's June 18th. They're getting rid of the spring fish and they're bringing some kind of a new fish in for summer. So keep your eyes open. And if you catch it before me, for goodness sakes, send me a message and a picture and where you caught it so I can get in there and do a catch it fast on it really fast. I need all the help that I can get. Trust me, I do. Some days I wake up in the morning and say, oh, what was I supposed to do today? If you tell me I got to catch a fish, I'll head to the pond. So anyway, on June 18th, there's going to be a new fish that comes in, more than likely, just like they always do. It'll be in the Wizard City area so that everybody who doesn't have membership or can't get otherwise to other areas will be able to get it. More than likely, it's June 18th for that. Remember that. I have a little bit of news. This one isn't a confirmed statement of fact, but I do believe this to be true. It's just a little side note thing for those of you who are interested in the Mander Palanquin that the key boss Balosh drops in Zigzag. The other day I was just doing some zigzag runs with friends, with fans. You know, I was streaming the whole thing, and I said on camera, I wonder if this mount's going to drop in the second slot again, because I have seen the Mander Palanquin mount drop in the second slot so often. A couple of different buddies of mine got their mount from the second spot. I got my mount from the second spot, and on video, I'll show you the video whenever it comes time to post it. On video, I called it. I said, watch, the Mander Palanquin's going to drop in the second spot again. And yeah, sure, it might be coincidence. Sure, it might be that I'm not a psychic. Anyway, I called. You watch, the Mander's going to drop in the second slot again. And darn if I didn't get a Mander Palanquin in the second slot again. So that's at least, let me think, 5 times that I know of that someone fighting from the second spot has got the Mander Palanquin. I'll put a link to that video whenever I get it put together. It's like I said, it was a live stream that I just was going to put on video anyway. So I'll put that on there as an addition one of these times or as a link. Anyhow, it's highly possible that there's a better percentage or a better chance. Again, it's not confirmed. I hate to make these kind of statements and then have somebody farm for hours and get mad at me because they didn't get it. But it's possible. I would check it out. It's worth a look. I would check it out if I were you. But the second spot, and it's not on other bosses that I know of. It's only on Balosh that works. Some other things I would like to talk about as far as game ideas. I'm going to jump back and forth just as the things that come to my mind that I remember. As far as game mechanics and interaction in this game, we've got all this gorgeous furniture, we've got all this lovely looking food, and so far the only thing we can plop our butts on is our mounts. I would like to be able to see us be able to sit down, stand up, eat, drink, shake hands, do all this other stuff. I mean, it can't be that hard to make these characters do that. Other games do it. I would love to see a more personal interaction in this game where you could do things like that, where you could be, I know it's a fantasy game, but I would like for it to be more realistic in some areas and things like that. And no, I don't want anybody flipping anybody the sign or anything like that, but sure, being able to sit down and enjoy your meal, I think that would be awesome. I think it would be a great addition to the game. I think that as far as, I've got a few ideas as far as pet training goes, and I'd like to talk about them. I would like to see some bigger pets. They just come out with the Terrorist Horde pack, and in that pack is the pet, the Brainy Assistant. And while he's not particularly tall, he is rather rotund. Yeah, he really is. He's rather rotund. And for some reason, he looks like a larger pet than he really is. I mean, he looks taller. The rotundness makes him look taller for some odd reason. And I would like to see some bigger pets. I would like to. I wouldn't mind having like a werewolf bodyguard pet that was like twice my size. I think that would rock. You go into PvP or something and he like has some kind of a voice thing where he threatens the guy or whatever else, you know. I think it would be really cool if we had some larger, even larger than life pets. That would just be awesome. I think that in pet training, and this is something I've noticed, it seems like whenever you mix two pets together, unless one of them is just ridiculously higher than the other, the pets will lose stats. You know, it'll get a little bit less strength, or a little bit less intellect, or a little bit less agility, or whatever. I'd like to see on certain, even if it's just luckiness, you know, a luck factor, what have you. I'd like to see on certain pets or certain pet combinations where the stats increased rather significantly. You know, not just like 1 point, but maybe, you know, you have two pets with a strength of 200 and you mix them together and it's just the right mix and it's really cool, and the pets go up, or one of the pets goes up to 220 in strength instead of staying the same or going down. I'd like to see combinations of pets where, I mean, in real life mixing of pets, or in mixing like, you know, dogs, hybrid dogs or cats or whatever else, you're mixing them to get a better pet, not just in talents, but in how it acts. So yeah, I would like to see pet mixing that increase stats. That's just, I don't know, it just popped in my head the other day whenever I was training up the Brainy Assistant. He has great talent slots, but his stats really kind of, well, they kind of bite. to be square about it, they kind of bite. Another thing that I might like to see, I'm always having people come up to me in the commons who don't have membership and don't have any better way of doing it, who want to do Winterbane and want to do Pagoda just for the pet snacks. They're going in there, and everybody needs Mega Snacks to train their pets up, and they really need Mega Snacks, so they're doing Bane and Pagoda over and over and over again. I would like to see it be possible. They already have pets and they already have gear and stuff like that. I would like to see some of these fishing catches or fishing chests drop Mega Snacks. You know, it doesn't have to be any over-the-moon, crazy, huge, high snack, but just something that people could fish for and get a Mega Snack as an alternative to having to farm Bane or having to farm Pagoda for hours. All of you know, this game has excessive amounts of farming to get things that you want. I think that I would rather fish for something like that for a while and have fun fishing than I would farm the same boss over and over and over again. So yeah, that's an idea I'd like to have. Fishing for Mega Snacks. I think that would be pretty cool. And I don't see why we couldn't do it. Another idea, and this was one I was looking at while I was working on Willowhaven the other day. I would like to, like the Darkmoor flooring and the Darkmoor walls that just came into the new Terrorist Horde packs, I would love to be able to apply those to a castle block building and have it change the castle block into whatever that background is. Now, I understand that this would cause problems if you ever dismantled the thing or whatever, but you could put something in there where if you dismantled it, it changes back to what it was. Or maybe, you know, maybe you build a structure and you lock it in place with one of those floor or wall designs and it locks it in place and you can't change it anymore. Just some way that we could have, other than plain gray and Azteca castle blocks. So you could put textures and you could put colors, you know, and change those castle blocks into basically a more personalization of the castle blocks. I think would be great. I think it would be a great idea to have. I think that another thing that I would like to see is more in packs. They've got the skeleton costumes, you know, for the Halloween. They've got those bunny costumes and the Santa Claus costumes, and those are cool, I guess, for some people. But I just don't dig wearing a floppy white beard that shows my regular chin. I know they're going for humor there. I would like to see more full face costumes, or more complete costumes. They've got the skeleton one, and I really love that one. They've got that Reaper type costume, I forget what they call it, with the glowy red eyes, and I love that one too. That's awesome. It looks like it fits with the character, and it's not just like a throw on that, you know, 5-year-old would wear, which some of these costumes do. They kind of look like you got the wrong size at the costume shop and you just had to deal with it. You got a floppy feet that are like 14 inches long because your shoes aren't big enough. Anyway, so I'd like to see that. I'd like to see costumes that fit more adequately as far as the players go. I would like to, and this is another one that I'm really fond of as far as an idea goes. A lot of times when I am farming, and guys, as I said before, you know how long farming can be and how boring farming can be. I would like for us to have the option, if we chose to, if we were farming solo, to add more than 2 opponents. Like today, for instance, I was farming albino lashers to get an accuracy gem. Now 2 at a time, 2 at a time, 2 at a time, that just takes forever, and it took me forever to get 1 gem of the kind that I wanted. I'd like the ability to be able to add 4 opponents and get better drops, or get more drops, or get better chance at drops, or anyhow, you know what I mean. I would like to be allowed to choose how many opponents for farming things like that I wanted to take on. I know that they won't do that so far as the quest line goes, because there's a lot of times where you need 8 and they want you to fight that same fight 5 times over. I understand that. But I'm talking about like in regular farming applications where you're already over the level, or you've already done that quest line to where you can add more opponents and get more drops faster. If you must farm, at least get a better result out of it. I think that is a good idea. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of votes on that idea. Instead of 2 albino lashers, I could have fought 4 at a time today and taken a lot less time to get the stuff that I wanted, especially in the farming. I think that this is a good game at its core, but they've got way too much farming to try to get stuff. And I know they want you to play, but I would much rather play doing new and original things or different things than farming over and over and over again for 1 item. So that's just things that come up to me. I would like to see, and I'm sure that some of the pirate people would like to see this, I'd like to see us be able to cross over, maybe not do their quests or them do ours, but maybe we can visit their marketplaces and, you know, and their common areas and interact with them, and, you know, maybe trade goods like real cultures would do. You know, we go over there and we trade some of our stuff for their stuff. That kind of thing. I would like to see more of an interaction. Like for instance, okay, Blizzard is doing that right now with the Heroes of the Storm thing. Heroes of the Storm is too much like League of Legends, and it's not my favorite style of gameplay. But one thing that they did do right was they incorporated Diablo and Warcraft and their other games all into that one game. You got characters and interaction from all the different games into that one. I'd like to see that for this game. You know, show us some pirate stuff. Maybe give us limited pirate quests, you know, if you like, any kind of thing. Break us into that game and break them into ours. The pirate people who have no new content and have not had any new content for many a long moon would probably like that, just to have something new to do. I think that's a great idea. Yeah, and yes, they have in the 5 boxes thing, they kind of introduced pirate. But I'm talking about more immersive, you know, more personal. I think these would all be great ideas for this. Alright guys, I think I'm running, as usual, a little bit long at the mouth here on this. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video now. Again, if you guys have any ideas for this stuff, by all means, send them to me in the comments, and we'll talk about them. And if it works out, I'll put them in a video for you guys, and I'll make sure you get the credit for it. Alright? Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Maybe leave me another comment about games or series or ideas or any of that old stuff. If you want, leave a comment to talk to me, or to ask me questions, or just to shoot the breeze, because I love to talk to you guys back. This is Skellimystic reminding you that whatever else you do, always love the game. Peace. Hey, what's up, gamers? This is Skellimystic. Behind me, you see, at last, the Grand Tourney Arena Gauntlet. I managed to get this from a friend today, and I've already done the showcase video on, you know, the various gear and stuff like that for you guys to see. And I really can't wait to get in there and battle the bad guys and see what kind of loot we can wrestle out of them.